Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be just doing another... I gotta take my rings off. Yeah, I should take my rings off. No. Actually, no. If they get dirty, they get dirty. I can always clean them. And that's one way to break them. But anyways, I'm going to be doing my makeup. And I got another tip today. I did do my nails last night. I do have them pink. Alright. I gotta make sure I get a paper towel too. I'm sweating. This summer that I've had this year has been so wet and humid, and it's horrible. Okay. So, we'll figure out the makeup part later. Alright. So, let's get this ready. There. We go. Alright. So the reason I got a paper towel out so I can wet my face with it. Because I'm not wanting too much water on my face today. Because I'm not using my foaming cleanser. This is just to get any ow. Alright, that was just to get any oil off. Since I'm not using my foaming cleanser today, I'm just using my e.l.f. Gentle Peeling Exfoliant as my cleanser today. I'm just super sweaty too. I have to get used to wearing almond shape nails because that's the shape I'm going with. I might go with coffin, but I'm also, when I do my nails, get my nails professionally done in September, I think that's when I'm doing it. Yes, September, because I'm doing it for the 20-year anniversary for Supernatural. I love that show. My husband's getting into that show, which is funny. I got the brush on glue yesterday when I went to do these, because these are supposed to be press-ons, but it's the press-ons that you put the adhesive on yourself, and I don't like them. If I do press-ons, the adhesive has to be on the back before putting them on. or I just glue. Okay, so now we're going into the Earth Harbor Marina Biome Brightening drops. Maybe. Yeah. Today's skincare routine is going to be a little bit simpler than my normal skincare routine. Not just because I have nails on now, but because I don't have much time to get ready today because I started my makeup late. I should have just done my skincare when I got up. I haven't even took my antibiotic. I'm behind on everything today. And I did remove some of my peach fuzz. I still got some to remove, but I still got some to remove, but it works. You're gonna see me use my fingers a lot today. It's not because I don't want to use the brush, because I do. I'm trying something different today. My hair's in my way. I need to brush it. Because I want to try something different today. So I'm not going to be using wet sponges, or no, I'm not going to be using wet sponges. I'm going to be using dry sponges throughout the whole video when I do the sponge part. See what that does. Especially with foundation. Alright, that should be blended in enough. So now I'm going into the my Ideal Intense Eye Cream. Can't say the and this is why I keep Q-tips around. This is a clean one, I promise. Okay. So, like, how much oil came off with that? I think that's so weird. This one's almost gone. I'm probably gonna use this one up first and just continue to use this one until it's gone. And my little tip and trick is I'm going to be into eyes and lips. So I'm probably going to do my lips after eyes just to be able to do it. And then we'll start. Alright, and then I'm going into my Neutrogena Beach Defense sunscreen. Which I seen a tanning lotion that's like a SPF tanning lotion. And this is the thing I hate about nails. Is you always get it like in your nails. But I did these yesterday and I didn't use Bonder, nail Bonder that I usually use, because I couldn't find it. So I didn't use it. And I'm seeing how well they last without Bonder. Because I did my nail prep a lot different today. A lot different yesterday for my nails. So, and I already almost poked my eye out with one. So we're already off to a great start. Not kidding. Oh. This is the one thing another thing I hate. So weird. Like, the more I blend things in, the more oil and stuff comes out or off my skin. Weird, but perfect. Yay. Ow, 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 ow. Ugh. Horrible. And I'm like sweating again. So, this brows should be easy today. I'm not gonna lie. So now I'm going into my Verifi Self-Absorb Moisturizer. I'm just gonna squeeze this like that onto my skin like that. And then see? Inside my nail again. But that's what I get for wanting to wear nails with this. Oh. Oh yeah, I remember that. So every time I turned around at school, I was coming into contact with someone who tested positive. So then I had to quarantine, which had to quarantine my dad. Oops. Like, they seem to be staying on just fine. I don't think I need nail bonder. I think the Kiss nails just don't work for me. And this is with me sweating and everything. And I've also been putting pressure on them, like with stuff I do. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. And then we'll I forgot a part of my nail. Okay. Ta-da. Dying over here. I'm just gonna take my my rings off. I don't know where that superstition came from, but it's not true. Okay, so I can get I'm gonna use this one later. Use this one now for my brows. So, with everything and the fact that it's so hot in here and I'm sweating, I want to open the door. So if you can hear everything out there, I'm sorry. You get like a fan in here. I'm serious. So now I'm going into my Milani Stay Put brow color. Maybe. So I got it open. I'm just gonna use my shirt. And I'm using an angled brush with the spoolie today. This is my Brow and Groomer brush. It's an angled brush. I'm using it to scratch my face too. Might not have been the best idea. And I do have a little compact mirror if we need it. Not bad. But I think that should be good. Now I'm gonna use this because I'm not using found this the other day. It's not opening now. I guess. Got it. Alright. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna, not airtight, but tight enough. I'm gonna start doing our brows. So I'm just following the shape of my brow, filling in underneath and up above, but not too up above. Especially because I'm sweating horribly. It might not even stick. And then I will do an update. I keep forgetting to do updates. On how well everything lasts while working together. So, no, I keep forgetting to do that. So, that is my bad. Then we're gonna do whatever's left on the brush first. So, there it's not much. like I said, it is horribly hot right now. Like, if you could see my face right now, you would see, like, horrible sweat. Like, it's horrible. That's what I get. Because, you know, upstairs it'd be, like, 10 times worse. So, you just do what you can with what you got. It's not even even. And then taking the spoolie again. Brushing up the hairs first, and brushing them out. I'm telling you, it's horrible. I am horribly sweaty right now, and I can't stand hearing that right now. So, now, I just gotta find it. I'm gonna put ones that I know that for sure I'm not gonna use away. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this, my Raw Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and my Wet n Wild Incognito concealer in the shade Fair. Has the perfect applicator. So we're gonna see, like I said, we're gonna see what dry does. So then I'm gonna get a little purple sponge for when we're done. And then I'm gonna take my little mirror here and start blending this. Let it react to my skin. Oh. For some reason, once it, like, I don't know if it's pH changing or what. I think it just oxidizes. But once it gets onto my face, it changes color, but then it still works. And I'm just bringing it down to my crease. I'm not going any lower with it. Alright. Then I'm going to take my little sponge. Like I said, I'm going to use it dry today. it pretty much turns it invisible. Which is nice, I guess, because then I guess it just makes it look less heavy. And so I'm going to tell you my opinion on dry sponges at the end, but as I go along, I'm going to keep talking about it. So we're going back into that incognito. Concealer here. And then and I'll also do it toward when I do my update before I take it off. What I think about dry sponges compared to wet sponges. And if it comes down to it, it might be both. Might be both a wet and dry sponge. But like I said, it definitely makes it almost invisible on the skin. Like, I know it's still there. I know that there's still concealer where I put it, but it looks more natural this way. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna put that away. Grab my little sponge. So I don't know if it's going to make it less cakey or more cakey, but so now and now it's just getting the eyes ready for everything. That includes mascara, so if it smudges, it gets onto this. So I'm using Scotch tape as eye tape, and then we'll do lips afterwards. So I'm getting a piece about this long. You want the sticky part towards your face. And line it up like that. It's going to tug. It's bound to tug. But this way, you're catching everything, and you don't want it too sticky, which is why I was kind of messing with it as I was talking. But this way you catch everything. I know they make eye tapes too. Eye tape. Like, they actually make it. But when you're like me and you're on a budget, you gotta use what you gotta use. I think this one is a little smaller. We'll work with it. Like I said, yeah, a little smaller and that's down more. But you get the concept. Then once the whole eye look is done, that's eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara. We can pull it off and it's going to be sharper. And my eyes are twitching. I'm not gonna lie. So you're going to want to rest your face. Just like one into my Milani eyeshadow primer first. So I'm gonna squeeze it on like normal. I'm gonna find that brush. No, that's a concealer brush. Okay, we're going to go into the short shader again. See, it's already starting to catch everything. Because I just made a mistake with my eyeshadow primer. And if there's any fallout that is like in the inner corner where the tape is not sitting, it's not sticking. My face is sweaty too. But like where the tape is not at, then we can use micellar water with a Q-tip. That I don't mind doing. Okay. And you can also use it to make your contour sharper, just to when you underpaint, if you underpaint, or if you do foundation, just however you do it, but just make sure you blend everything out. It'll make it sharper, and even if you do it for powder. And it helps. So now, I'm gonna let that set for a minute. Then, I'm going into, where's my contour brush? Yes, my contour brush first. Because I'm using eye contouring shades. So we're going to use 3 different palettes today. Or 2. Sorry. 2 different palettes today. One of them is my Believe Beauty. And I'm going to use my contour and go into this light cream shade. This is just going to contour my eyes. Whatever. Okay, so I gotta redo that side because it didn't want to stick. So I suggest you leave it as sticky as possible. Alright, try that again. Damn it. So, go redo this side too. See how easy that fell off? So like I said, lesson learned. Leave it as sticky as possible. Alright. So I'm going back into that shade so I can redo this eye. Holding it pretty far back. Okay. So still using that contour brush. I'm going to go into Porcelain, Baby Doll, and Snatched. So I'm pretty much just leaving my eyes to rest. That might help too. Come on. It might help if I wasn't so sweaty too. Come freak on. So what I'm gonna do, so I want to make sure that area is dry. This one's sticking pretty good now. There. Alright, so again, I'm trying. I'm sorry. I'm trying, guys. just this tape doesn't want to work with me. Alright. So now, like I said, I'm just leaving my eyes to rest. And I need blending brushes. Blending brush, no, this is an eye crease brush, which I'm not gonna need this one. I don't want that one today. Ooh, nope. Ooh, yes. Blending brush. Got a blending brush. I might like flick my eyebrows up. But other than that, I'm leaving my eyes to rest. So I can really make sure that tape sticks this time and really works. Okay, so now I'm going to use this eyeshadow blending brush here, and we're going to go into 3 brown shades into it, and then we're going to use a little bit of gray, just a little bit, with a different brush. We have Habit, Nesting, and Sassy. Ouch. Damn it. So I'm going to not flick off any fallout, or I might just do a little bit just to see how well the tape trick works, which it seems to be working decently. It's definitely catching the fallout. And I'm taking my blending brush with a windshield wiper motion. I think I can see a little bit of fallout right here. Like, that's awesome. And I got some stuff in the inner corner, which is fine because it's going to happen because I have it up at an angle. So, just a little tappy tap. I can see some fallout coming up here too. It just keeps fallout from happening all over the face and me having to use makeup remover to remove it. That's all this does. Keeps my face clean. I should have put this away. Oops. Just keeps my face clean. So now, I'm going to take this crease brush here. I was going to use a gray, but I think I'm going to use a gray on the outer corner where it's really going to catch all the fallout. So, a little bit of falling right here and a little bit of full, which is right here. Just to give a little bit of coolness to the crease too. As long as it stays on to the point where it can still catch, I don't care, because some of it's starting to come up again. And that's just because I'm sweating. Okay. So this blending brush is done. Now I need my tamper blending brush. This thing. And I also need my detail brush. This thing. So I'm going into 2 different gray shades. I'm going to use Lose You and Equinox with my detail brush. That works amazing. Now let's see how well. It works with eyeliner and mascara. I'm telling you right now, it works with eyeshadow very well. Because as I learn, I want you guys to learn too. So this way, I can just teach you what I've learned from watching other videos and stuff like that. And I'll try them for you guys. Because it's not gonna work for everyone. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because we all have different face shapes and eye shapes. Like I have more round doe eye shape. I figured that out because of one of my friends had me do it. Like figure out which eye shape I have. I have more round doe eye shape. one's falling. Alright. But it is keeping the face pretty clean, so this one's falling because it's not up high. So from now on, I'm just gonna put my tape on before starting the video. And hopefully these stick better when it's winter and I'm not as hot. Speaking of that, time to open the door again. So like I said, okay, so now I'm going into this small shader, and we're going to put this away for now. And I'm going into this pressed glitter here. I'm not wanting to do much glitter today. I'm using tapping motion, which seems to be making the glitter more opaque. One eye might not be as sharp as the other just because it kept falling off. But like I said, I'm going to find a way to keep them on. Alright, it's just to air it out really quick. Ugh. So, now I'm going to do mascara just because that's how you do it. So I'm going to curl my lashes really quick. Should be interesting. And my lashes are clumped together. Like, that's how they grow. They grow together. So hopefully this works. Alright. So I'm going into my, you know what? No, I'm not. We'll do the tape with mascara another time because I need to hurry up. It's already almost an hour into the video and I'm not done. Like, I'm not even anywhere near my face. So, but I also had to keep fighting with the tape. So now I'm taking my Maybelline Lasting Drama and my bent eyeliner brush here. So that was hard to do, but it looks pretty good. So I'm going to try and break this up. Make this eye a little bit easier, and I did pull the tape up so I could, because it wasn't where it should be. Luckily, this is the last time. I gotta do the eyes for this video. Well, that didn't work. So okay, that didn't work. So I gotta pause this video. I'll keep the tape on. Okay. Fix my nail. Sorry about that. Like I said, I had to fix my nail. And why are you getting closer to me? Freaking heater. Alright, so now I'm going to take my little mirror and we're going to take the tape off and reveal alright, there's a little bit of cleanup to do on the under eye, but look at that. That's like the sharpest wing I've ever done. Let's reveal this side. Not as sharp. Still sharp though. Not as sharp, but it works. Like I said, there's still some cleanup to do underneath, which we can take our micellar water and a Q-tip, like always. And we can clean it up. So I said that's like... Like I said, it's still pretty sharp, but it's not as sharp as this side, which is fine because I can always fix it. Like next time I do it, make sure it's up higher. So, but it still works. All right. Now, let's do the face. You know it's hot and really bad when you can smell it on you and you want to gag. Gross. Anyways, let's go into our primers, which I'm gonna, like always, use my primer, putty primer. I think I'm gonna use the hydrating one first. Or no, we're not gonna use the hydrating one at all. We are gonna use the Bleed Beauty, and only the Bleed Beauty today. Just because I'm so sweaty. And we really need that stay put power. Okay. So, I wish it was like an oil. Like Shine Free. And I don't feel complete without my cream products, so we'll let that set. How long does it say to let it set? 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm gonna let it set for a couple minutes, and then we'll go into the 53 in the contour and concealer. And I need to find my concealer brush. That's my angle shader. So I need my other angle shader for cream products for my nose and my little 3 on my face. And I need my concealer brush. So I'm gonna do things a little different today. There it is. And then I'm going to take my fingers and use my cream blush. So I'm not going to use my Beauty. I'm going to use my Believe Beauty. And for cream highlighter, I'm going to use this brush. That is going to be strictly for cream highlighter from now on. And I need to get out a sponge. So I know I said this is for powder only, but I'm going to use it for foundation today, and I'm going to use a different one for powder. good. So first I'm going to do the contour. So today's going to be a little different. Just trust me on this because I'm just experimenting. And if it don't work, it don't work, and I won't do it again. I'm going to use both sides. So I'm going to use the lighter side first. I'm using the Believe Beauty Dual-Ended Contour Stick in the shade Medium. So I'm going to use the lighter shade first to do the 3, and then the fill-ins, and then only put the darker on the 3. And we'll see how that works. So I'm connecting it to my eyeshadow, and then here and here. And here. And like I said, redo the 3 with the darker shade. And I also need my contour brush for the middle where I bronze. Then like I said, I'm going into the darker part of the contour and redoing that 3. With the darker part. And connecting it to my eyeshadow here too. So it literally everything connects to the eyeshadow with contour. So got that. Okay, next part is the 53. Alright, so I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Incognito. So, going to line it up here, here, and there. So the 3 is supposed to be higher than the 5. And then do it again on the other side. So instead, and this is supposed to be backwards here. So it's supposed to be backwards on this side and read 53 on this side. And then I'm taking it again and putting it down the bridge of my nose. So now here is the next part. I'm going into my Believe Beauty Color Me Cream Blush. I did kind of put a line in it because I accidentally dug the lid into it. So I'm going to use my finger for this. And we're going to go in between the 5 and the 3 with a line and blend that out. Same thing over here. And then we'll do cream highlighter on top. So then we got here. Let's supposed to go in between the 5 and the 3 on the high points of the apples of the cheek. Then right here on my forehead. So there you go. That's how I learned this from a video that also did this. So I'm going to blend out the contour first. So I'm going to take my angled contour brush. And we're blending that towards the concealer. So we got this part here. And then down to this point. And now it looks like one uniform color. I think I'm going to use this for everything to blend out all the contour, and then use the contour brush to finish everything. So then blend, 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 blend. I don't know how long into after this sits that it becomes unblendable. So I'm trying to work as fast as I can. Then blend up here too. So I'm gonna blend everything with brushes first. Then I'll go into sponges. So, and I got this. Alright, now I'm going into my concealer brush to blend out the concealer. I'm kind of going in between the blush and the contour too. And going over top, like above the blush here. And then the concealer here to take that contour. This looks crazy now, and I'm sorry for these long videos. Like I said, above the blush too. So everything's uniform. And I forgot to do my powder for my primer. Oops. Oh well. And I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer over here too. Just to, like, around my mouth. I'm just going to use the tape around my mouth with the makeup. Alright. Now for a brush for the blush, which is my large shader brush. Blend it with that concealer, pretty much. And it just tones it down. So concealer is going to tone anything down that's too bright, which is why I do it this way sometimes. So I'll blend it up. Alright. So I'm going to use my little sponge here to blend everything. So the contour seems to be a little dried now, but I can always try my big sponge. Nope. Alright, got it. Alright. So now I'm going into a serum, an illuminating serum as my liquid highlighter, which today should be the last use of this. So I'm going over here onto right here. Right here, right here. Yep. So I'm also going to put a little bit down here, as well as up here, and down the bridge of my nose. I'm taking my big sponge again. Yep. One empty. Alright. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something a little different today. Again, and I'm going to have to air this place out again. So, not only am I using my fingers for foundation and then using a dry sponge, I'm also going to I'm also going to lightly powder everything first. So I have my powder brush here that I'm going to use to lightly powder everything. So everything's already set. Do foundation, bake on the foundation, and then powder products. I'm going to finish the look. So I'm going to do things a lot different today for the fact that I want to try things that I haven't tried before that I think will work. And I'm also going to use a light set on the under eyes too before baking. So really quickly, I'm going to I'm not going to do lips. We'll try lips another time. Into my Maybelline loose finishing powder. So first I'm going to do the eyes. So I'm going to take my Real Techniques setting brush here. So the eyes are now set, so we don't have to worry about setting them now. It's just so I don't have to worry about setting a lot of things. And I wonder if this will save time too. Okay, so that will be a brush we use again. Now for the light set. Like I said, I think this is a total face brush. Like I said, light set. So this is nice. I like this. And I took some of that edge that made it look unnatural off, so it looks more natural. So it looks like I found an extra step in my routine. makeup routine. Alright. Light set for foundation. Got it. Alright, now we're gonna do foundation. So this is gonna be weird. I think I'm just gonna use a sponge. And we're gonna do more. So we're gonna do the dry sponge. See, it makes it more invisible on the skin. But I feel like we use more product. I'm just gonna do another light set today on this. And that stuff applied, the foundation applied onto powder just fine. See how long it lasts on powder. So we're gonna use this. And then I also need you. I don't need you. I'm not doing my under eyes today. I also need you. I need you. And you. And you. And you. Alright. So now, like I said, I'm doing, and you, I'm doing a second light set today. So I'm going to use the same brush I used before. So, I think I'm just going to bronze today. I'm not going to do any contour. I'm going to use this for blush and highlight, and I'm going to use my Physicians Formula. I was going to do a little bit of my waterline, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave the eyes the way it is today. So I'm going to use my little angle shader first. And I'm going into my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and Light Bronzer.
Hey, Jillian.
Yeah.
Are you on the toilet?
No.
Can I?
Alright. So I'm just going to use my angle shader for this. I already got today. I just wanted to bronze with powder and contour with cream. I know I'm very different today, but it's what I wanted to do, so it's what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna do my empties video before Christmas. So now I'm going into the Bleed Beauty. Bronzer, blush, and highlight trio. And with all this extra stuff that I'm putting on my face, it kind of covers up any imperfections from the foundation. So like if the foundation separated somewhere, it covers it up. You know what I mean? Like it just covers up any imperfections with that foundation. So if the foundation separated somewhere, it's covered with my makeup, with extra makeup. And this stuff lasts pretty long without setting spray. because it lasts so well without setting spray, and that's with me sweating and everything too. I'm sorry it took so long. Today, like I said, I got one empty today. So I'm making progress. I'm making progress to being able to get paid from these videos too. This goes, the engagement ring doesn't, but the wedding band goes a certain way because the engagement ring lines up, like either side will line up with the wedding band and it looks like one ring. So I'm sorry for an almost 2-hour video, but it's a lot. Alright, I'll see you guys for the update. Bye.